What's up, everyone? Christian Duke, StrengthAddicts.com here at the Factory Gym in Louisville, hardcore since '84, with your classic men's physique champion, Chauncey the Shredder Wilson. Chauncey, how are you today?
Doing pretty good.
That's fantastic, man. So this past weekend, you went to the Kentucky Derby Festival Championships. You had some really good battles, and you came out victorious. So talk to us about getting ready for this competition, because, again, your work with Jason Theobald and just constantly keeping everyone up to date on social media. How was that process like?
Process was definitely different going into this prep, because this is probably the first time I've ever truly did cardio going into a prep. So this one actually I had to get down to 182, which haven't been that light since about 2011, 2012 when I was a middleweight, when I had to get down to 176. So me coming from being a light heavy was a little bit of a struggle, definitely mentally wise. But Jason was there to support me the whole time and keep my head above waters and keep my eye on the prize.
And I think a lot of people remember when Chauncey went to our posing clinic. Thank you, by the way, again, for doing that. We had the posing clinic in Newport with Gary Udit and Jimmy Hornback, and of course, it was just absolutely fantastic. And I remember, like, Gary kept making you pose harder and harder, and like you were dying, but you went along with it. It was great. What was it like posing for Gary Udit?
It was actually amazing to have that opportunity that Gary pulled me out of the crowd and wanted to work with me, because it actually showed on stage when I hit the back shots, actually how he perfected that going into that seminar, and how to actually have the stage presence to actually hold myself like a pro on stage. So that presence held over from definitely those seminars. So I definitely recommend those seminars that you guys put on. Attend those every time.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and we had Linda Andrew, Jimmy Hornbeck, Gary Udit, as we said, and Chauncey came out. Jason Theobald was huge for that. Brought a lot of people, a lot of quality people, and he's a fantastic pro, supplement company owner, and coach. Absolutely. The process what was it like though? I know he lives on pretty much like northern Kentucky, and you're in Louisville. So, you didn't see him every day, but it seemed like the connection was pretty tight, right?
Yes, more of the communication was through email. As we got closer to the show, we started texting more of the update pictures, and the communication was definitely on point on how I was feeling, how my food was going, how my exercises was, how I was progressing during or degressing during the progress. So the communication was amazing, even through email. So it's not like we had to be in person to get that same response on what we needed to do on stage.
And in terms of notoriety, in terms of popularity, you're a very big draw here in Kentucky. You've been on contest posters. You're a fan favorite. The media loves you. So with this big win, what do you see in your immediate and also your long-reaching future in terms of competitions and, of course, the pro card, which we all know you're chasing the pro card. You would not be doing these big shows if you were not.
Correct. It's basically just to keep improving. Definitely trying to hold stage presence. I've had multiple people reach out to me through social media talking about how they look up to me and how I inspire them to be great. So when I hear those things, it actually shows into my stage presence and my sportsmanship on stage. Definitely with Noel, how we was hugging it out on stage before we actually went 1-2 for the battle on stage at the Kentucky Derby. So I just like to carry it on and keep the sportsmanship going and the inspiration that we carry on as athletes.
Exactly. And even though I wasn't at the show, I saw the pictures, I saw the videos, and it was a pretty substantial battle for you. I think that your fellow competitors, they really made you work for it. Even though I really feel like the judges made the right call, and you clearly deserved the win, you still had to fight for it.
Oh, absolutely. Me and Noel we met back in the LAC posing clinic probably about 2 weeks before the Kentucky Derby, and we knew we was going to go against each other. We kind of looked at each other as we was getting our heights done by Jimmy Hornback, and was like, okay, he's 5'7", I'm 5'8", or where you're going to be standing at, okay, we both in the B class. So during peak week, we'll text each other, how you doing, how's prep going, what's your weight at, see you on stage. So when it was that 1-2 thing, it was like, boom, he used me as motivation, and I used him as the exact same thing. So when we went head-to-head, it was kind of like game on. So.
That's really interesting, because I had not picked up on, obviously this is behind the scenes that you guys were doing this, but it's interesting because, the two chief competitors have this this friendly relationship going on. And also I think the fact that you, again, I want to thank you again for going to that posing clinic in Newport, but then you also went to the LAC one. So you're also doing your homework, even though you're at a very high level. You're clearly a very good poser. This is clearly your stomping grounds. You're still constantly learning, which I think says a lot about you.
Absolutely. I mean, if you think you have posing down and you do it one time, it's not it. Like, your body's constantly changing. So you have to put yourself in that best position to showcase your strong points. So if your shoulders are growing, your back's a little bit wider, your positions are going to be different. So you want a little bit of perspective from, if it's a judge or just somebody off the street that's actually watching the bodybuilding shows and definitely keeping up with the sport. So every clinic, free, $100, $200, you definitely should attend. I don't care what level you're on. I know Kai Green was still going to posing clinics and posing with amateurs in a lot of his videos and stuff on YouTube. So if he's at that level, there's no reason why people at the lower levels not continue their education.
Absolutely. And then finally, I know because you got to get some meals in and you got a lot of stuff to do, and I appreciate you coming out here. I don't know what time it is, like 8 o'clock at night or something, but your social media and any message you'd like to send out to the fans out there, because, especially after this past weekend and everything you've been doing leading up to it, you have a lot of folks that look up to you, as you said also. So social media and parting message.
Parting message is basically believe in yourself. It's going to be a lot of people. If it's going to be your spouse, your friends saying you can't do it, you definitely got to leech on to people that actually believe in you and kind of see your same dream. If that's your friends, your coach, your next door neighbor, your kid, if he's 5 or 6 years old, something's going to inspire you to definitely get on stage. And if you're going to get it, you got to get it. So if you're going to be in, you got to be all in. So
awesome. And social media?
My social media is definitely Strader21. So definitely contact me on there and start the follows, and I'll start posting more videos for you guys to follow me.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your classic men's physique, Kentucky Derby Festival champion, Chauncey the Shredder Wilson, Christian Duke, StrengthAddicts.com.